Welcome to Suvarna's educational channel. We have started this channel in order to enlighten everyone.
Hello children, how are you all? Hope you all are happy and healthy. Before to begin our session, please keep all your requirements ready so that whenever I pose questions to you, you can answer. Children, today you're going to learn 13.3 Democratic and Nationalist Revolutions in 17th and 18th centuries. Before to begin our session, children, have you all done your home assignment? Please check your answers. Have you all written correctly, children? Excellent. Let's quickly review the previous class. In your previous session, you have learned a growing middle class envisages an end to privileges, and also you have learned the outbreak of the revolution. Let's quickly see today's objectives. By the end of this session, you will be able to learn France, how it became a constitutional monarchy, and the Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen. Let's quickly see how France becomes a constitutional monarchy. The National Assembly completed the draft of the Constitution in 1791. The main object was to limit the powers of the monarch. As you have seen in your previous session, how these kings were controlling the common people and imposing their own rules on the common people. Therefore, National Assembly wanted to control the powers of the monarch. These powers were, instead of being concentrated in the hands of one person, were now separated and assigned to different institutions like the legislature, executive, and the judiciary. This made France a constitutional monarchy. Once again, I repeat, children, the National Assembly had completed drafting the Constitution in 1791, and the main object of this Constitution was to limit the powers of the monarchy. And this made France to become constitutional monarchy because it had separated the powers. It had separated the powers, not in the hands of one person. Powers were held, but the powers were distributed separately. You can observe in this picture, children. You can see here people are voting. We have electors. What are they voting? They are voting for the National Assembly, and the National Assembly had separated the powers. It had separated the powers: legislature, executive, judiciary. Here we have National Assembly as legislature, which controls the entire situation, and we have executive, king, who places the powers for executing, and judiciary we have as judge. Okay, children, we have here ministers and so on, who were called as active participants or active citizens. They were entitled to vote. They were about 4 million. Who were passive citizens? Passive citizens were people who were below 25 years, and also every women. So you can see here something happening. Even though National Assembly had drafted the Constitution and it had controlled the powers of the monarch, but still there is a problem here. What is the problem? Right to vote is not given for everyone. So this above picture explains how new political system worked out under the Constitution of 1791. The Constitution of 1791 vested the powers to make laws in the National Assembly, which was indirectly elected. That is, citizens voted for a group of electors who in turn chose the assembly. Listen carefully, children. Citizens voted for a group of electors who in turn chose the assembly. Not all citizens, however, had the right to vote. As I have said, only men above 25 years of age paid taxes equal to at least 3 days of a laborer's wage were given the status of the active citizens. That is why they were entitled to vote. The remaining men and women were called as passive citizens. And also, to qualify an elector and then as a member of the assembly, a man had to belong to the highest bracket of taxpayers. See, here also, it's not just here, not everyone were allowed to vote, but there are certain limitations or certain qualifications are given here. What are certain things are noted here? Children, hope you all have understood about the topic that how France became a constitutional monarchy. Here is a small task for you. Please start noting down the questions and start answering, children. I'll give you 1 minute of time. Have you all written correctly, children? Please check your answers if they are correct or not. If your answers do not have these points, please ensure that you will have all these points in your answers. Excellent, children. The next objective is declaration of the rights of man and of the citizen. As we have seen, there was a problem, right? That men and women who were passive citizens were not allowed to vote. Therefore, we have here the declaration of rights of man and women and of the citizen. Let's see what were these rights of man and of the citizen. National Assembly wrote their revolutionary ideals in the Declaration of the Rights of Man and the Citizen, which said that men are born free and equal in rights. What is the first thing that they are saying? Men are born free and equal in rights. These rights include liberty, that is freedom, property, security, and resistance to oppression. So it guaranteed freedom of speech and also freedom of religion and equal justice. See, liberty, equality, fraternity was the motto of the French Revolution. And how does the motto indicate the third estate goals? Because third estate people also wanted to vote, they wanted justice, and because of that there is a declaration of the rights of man and the citizen, and it also had guaranteed certain human rights. The source of all sovereignty resides in the nation. No group or individual may exercise authority that does not come from the people. If anything happens against the people, the source of all sovereignty resides in the nation, which means no group or individual can exercise authority by force. It should not affect the people. Liberty consists of the power to do whatever is not injurious, whatever is not hurting the other citizens. The law has the right to forbid only actions that are injurious to others, which means whichever act is injurious to others, it is forbidden. Therefore, law is the expression of the general will. All citizens are equal before it. And also, no man may be accused, arrested, or detained except in cases determined by the law. For example, if the person does any crime and it is accepted by the law, he can be accused. Other than that, no one can be accused or arrested for no reasons. Every citizen may speak, write, and print freely. There is a freedom of speech. For the maintenance of the public force and for the expenses of administration, a common tax is indispensable. The Constitution began with the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen. Rights such as right to life, freedom of speech, freedom of opinion, equality before law were established as natural and inalienable rights. Once again, I repeat, children, what are natural and inalienable rights? Rights such as the right to life, freedom of speech, freedom of opinion, equality before the law. All these were considered as natural and inalienable rights. This means that the rights belong to each human being by birth and could not be taken away. Each person, this means the rights belong to each human being by birth and could not be taken away. And although Louis XVI had signed the Constitution, secret negotiations with the King of Prussia. The National Assembly voted in April 1789. When was the National Assembly voted? In April 1789. And it declared war against Prussia and Austria. And they saw this war of the people against kings and aristocracies all over Europe. And we have also large sections of the people who were belonging to the revolution political clubs. Okay. And they were convinced that revolution had to be carried further, as the Constitution of 1781 gave political rights only to the richer sections of society. Therefore, political clubs became an important rallying point, which means political clubs took an active role rallying against this type of situation. And also, it had discussed government policies and planned their forms of action. Jacobin Club, which was one of the most successful club, it got its name from the former convent of Saint Jacob in Paris. And Maximilien Robespierre was one of the Maximilien Robespierre was a leader of this club. The members of the Jacobin Club belonged to mainly to the less prosperous sections, which means less prosperous sections. They included small shopkeepers, artisans such as shoemakers, pastry cooks, watchmakers, printers, as well as servants and daily wage workers. Therefore, in the summer of 1792, The Jacobins planned an insurrection of a large number of Parisians who were angered by the short supplies and high prices of food. They were very much agitated, they were angry, and because of the short supplies and high prices of food. On the morning of August 10th, they stormed the palace of Tuileries, massacred the king's guards, and held the king himself as hostage for several hours. You can see this is the palace of Tuileries, where these people had entered and had massacred all the people in king's palace and made king himself to be host for several hours. Later, the assembly voted to imprison the royal family. Elections were held again. From then, all men of 21 years and above, regardless of wealth, got the right to vote. The newly elected assembly was called the convention. Once again, I repeat, children, the newly elected assembly was called the convention. On 21st September 1792, it abolished the monarchy and declared France as republic. Very important, children. When was France declared as a republic? On 21st September 1792. Louis XVI and Queen Mary Antoinette were sentenced to death. Children, here is a small test for you. Start writing down the questions. I'll give you 1 minute of time. Excellent, children. Here are the answers. Please check your answers if they are correct or not. Excellent, children. Let's quickly review today's class. In today's class, you have learned how France became a constitutional monarchy and also the Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen. Here is our home assignment for you. Start noting down the questions, children. We will discuss these answers in our next session. Very good, children. Hope you all have understood whatever is taught today. And in our upcoming session, hope you all have understood whatever is discussed in our today's session. In our upcoming session, we will be discussing the Reign of Terror, a directory rules France, and Women and French Revolution. How women participated in French Revolution. Excellent, children. Hope you all have enjoyed in today's session, and we will meet you with more interesting topics in our next session. Till then, take care. Bye, children. Stay home. Stay safe. Happy learning.